4 flights.
Yeah.
Teamwork. Yeah, that's good news, definitely.
I know it's normal in the Navy to have to move up these ladder wells and passageways quickly, especially if there's an emergency. What was it like to be doing it for fun or for competition?
I've been on the Roosevelt for 4 years, so I know how to climb the stairs. I was taking 3 at a time. You hold on to the rails and pull them.
All right, well, there's the green team secret strategy. 3 at a time. We'll see how the other teams do.
Thanks, Gary. I don't know if you noticed, that's Give 'em Hell Harry in the window there, cheering everybody on. He liked what he saw with the Aqua team. They win it in 1:43.00. Now we take a look at the team standings. It's green in first with 10, closely followed by gray, aqua, and red. Coming up next, we take a look at the Navy Training Center, as well as move on to our next event, the Tug of War, all coming up.
Welcome to the Truman Combat Direction Center. Here, defense of the ship is our primary job. Each of the modules here feed information to the center, and I take a look at the boards here, and they tell me whether it's a good guy or a bad guy. Here are both the radars and all the weapons are controlled. Like any other part on the ship, safety is paramount. So by looking at the various systems we have on board, I decide if it's a good guy or a bad guy. Again, safety is important.
Everybody, you know, since 1911, the Naval Training Center has trained over 3.5 million men and women Navy recruits into becoming formidable sailors. Physical fitness is a key component of their training, including not only confidence building and obstacle courses, but extensive swimming and water survival skills. Advanced technical training is also taught at the Service School Command, where over 70% of surface warfare training is offered, including over 100 separate courses. And in today's Navy, 14% of recruits are women. Each year, 55,000 sailors become fully able to assume their role in the defense of our nation. And whether at sea or on shore, today's U.S. Navy sailor is physically and mentally prepared because of their training at the Naval Training Center. When we return, our teams get down and dirty and grind it out. It's time for the Tug of War. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Metrex Navy Fitness Challenge. We're just off the shore around from the carrier here on Vista Point. And Bill, we saw some exciting flame pull action up there on the carrier. Right now it's the Tug of War. This is a little bit different.
It is. You know, it's one of the same muscle groups. But these guys have to reach down and grab that rope. Grip is really important. They're going to keep that lower leg straight, pull just like a team as hard as they can.
Speaking of teamwork, this really does have some practical or a reality element to it. When you're on the carrier, it's called rigging the barricade. Now, this is a last-ditch effort to save the plane. It comes in either with a myriad of problems, hydraulic problems, engine problems, sometimes even with a tailhook problem. They have, sometimes as fast as 2 minutes, they can get this barricade up. And as I said, this is the last-ditch chance to save both the plane and, more importantly, the pilot. Our first two teams, Kaz, red versus aqua. They are in third and fourth position right now, so critical points on the line. Remember, it's winner take all here. 2 points for the victor, 0 for the loser. And there's Garner Sutton, the team captain, in front there on your right. He is digging in like a pit bull into the sand.
This takes a lot of grip strength. Unless you train that grip, it's going to fail. These athletes are all using that grip to the best of their ability.
Garner Sutton in the front again for aqua. Lost his grip just a little bit there, but when that grip goes, then go the forearms. It just moves all the way up the arm. And right now, there you see Shannon McDonough. He's turned around in the back, facing the other way, actually trying to crawl forward. Here for the red team, that is Darren Schnedler in front doing the best that he can. But there's Garner again. He is just holding steady right now.
Best technique, lay back, keep the lower legs straight, and pull as hard as you can.
Schnedler unable to get that front position and move his team, so the red team at a bit of a disadvantage. Remember, whoever moves that flag off the midpoint the farthest their direction is declared the winner. And the aqua team, they have just sunk in right now. They have dug themselves into the trenches.
They're just locked. There's no way you can move them. You can jerk and tug. You're just not going to give up.
That's what the red team's done. They are wasting a lot of energy. There you see the calm, cool, collected face of Garner Sutton. He celebrates the victory with Alvin Smith. Garner, the only officer in the crew, showed great leadership in that round. Great team getting psyched to go. Let's head it down to Carey.
Garner Sutton, what was the key to your team winning that? Looks like it took forever for you guys to get moving.
Just team effort. Sort of team effort. One person couldn't have done it by themselves. Our strategy was just to dig down and just stay anchored. And that's what we did. Give me some!
Was there ever a second where you thought maybe you weren't going to pull it out?
Oh, no. Wasn't even a second thought.
Now, how much of your strategy was the trash talking that went on beforehand?
Oh, that was all mental. See, it was obvious they had pie last night, and they couldn't really think too much sugar in their blood, but, we were ready.
All right.
We got up early, talked about it, did a little drawings.
All right, Lieutenant, they psyched him out, and they pulled it out. We'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Carrie. Well, the leader had a plan. Right now, we see Maroon versus Gray. That Maroon team, they qualified for this event only in the finals based on their good performance earlier. But right now, Gray still in the running for the overall title, and Gray had a great first move, Kaz.
They sure were quick, Greg.
Joshua Stevenson there right in the front, digging in as best he can, but Maroon now with a nice little move to come back just a little. Keep in mind, Kaz, that sand is very soft, very hard to keep that grip, not just on the rope, but with the feet.
That's right. You want to dig a hole, keep that lower leg straight, and lean back and use a lot of leverage. You got to be smart in an event like this. You got to have a lot of toughness.
That was a surge by the Gray team that has given them an advantage. There you see about 2 feet in length. For the Gray squad, their team captain, Burton Benson, in the back, trying to do the best that he can. But Maroon losing a war of attrition here, trying to hang on are both teams. Gray, all they have to do right now, Kaz, is solidify their hold on that 2-foot advantage.
Just holding on and leaning back, trying to maintain that grip.
You can see it's all one team, Navy all the way, as the rest of the competitors cheer on Team Gray. They have won it. And they are celebrating at this point 2 very valuable points. Remember, it's winner take all, 2-0 in this competition. Burton Benson in the back trying to dig in as best he can. He had looped the rope around his waist. And our final heat, it's the green team versus orange. Yet another team, orange, very well to qualify for this, their only final. They are the Harry S. Truman team, the home team, so to speak. But green trying to win the overall title. And it's the orange squad with the great first move, Kaz, to give them the advantage.
They've got a little bit of an advantage. But a tough start. They seem to have dug in and they're leaning back. Right now it's their race.
Doing the Harry S. Truman proud at this point. They're on their home soil, so to speak. Green not giving up, though. They are trying to come on as best as they can out in the front. That is Aaron Needham. Aaron Needham right there from the green squad again, digging in, but it might be a losing effort for green, Kaz, because we've seen it. No, look at this. Oh, this is the closest we have seen so far today. Inches separating victory from defeat.
Great intensity. Look at those faces. They're putting out, holding on, trying to keep that victory.
The orange team did a great job to come back and get that position, but I see it is over, and they have done it. The orange squad, they came back. It was green early on, but the orange crew of the Harry S. Truman able to pull out the slimmest of victories against the green team. That will hurt the team green in their quest for the overall title, but as you can see, still very happy about their team effort. Let's take a look at those standings in the tug of war. Gray and Aqua, the only teams in our final able to get 2 points, so that leaves the team scores as this. Gray and green now in a tie for first position at 10 points. 1 point back is the Aqua squad, and at 5 points, it's red. Up next, the fuel hose pull and reel, where our teams will extend 100 feet of hose all the way along the flight deck and then have to reel it back in. It's our final event. Stay with us.
Ropes are very important in the Navy. Ropes help us transport personnel back and forth from ship to ship when personnel are injured. Ropes also help tie up the ship when we come alongside from here, transporting mail back and forth. Also, doing unwraps is very important. Ropes also help secure knots. See, ropes are very important fabric of the Navy.
We are down to our last event, the fuel hose pull and reel. Now, Kaz, where are our competitors?
You know, these competitors, some of the greatest athletes in the world, they're not competing for a prize. They're fighting for our flag and our freedom. And their next objective is to pull this hose 100 feet out to length and then reel it back up just as fast as they can.
Precious seconds on the line as well as points. Let's get to the action. Kaz, the fuelers, or grapes as they're referred to by virtue of their purple shirts, can pull 200 feet of hose anywhere on this 4.5-acre flight deck. They not only fuel but also defuel these planes. Right now, let's send it over to Carrie.
Aqua team, we've had 2 of the top 4 teams disqualified so far in this event. This could just be the break that you guys are looking for.
That's the break we needed.
That's the break we needed.
Yes, ma'am.
We've got a plan. We're going to see if it works.
What's the plan?
Okay.
The other teams can't hear us right now.
Finish.
They can't hear us right now.
We'll let you. You'll see it. It'll unfold in front of y'all.
We're going to stick to it. Make sure we put it down. Make sure he puts the coupling down and do everything right. That's all we have to do is just do everything right and finish.
All right. Take advantage of this opportunity.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thanks, Gary. The Aqua team getting pumped. Keep in mind, they are only 1 point back. 2 teams tied. Gray and Green with 10 points. Aqua at 9. And there is that fuel hose nozzle, Kaz, which is very important. You got to be careful with that thing, don't you?
All right, in real life, if you drop that nozzle, it could spew fuel all over the flight deck. So one of the rules is not to drop the nozzle. We've lost 2 teams through disqualification for dropping it.
Garner Sutton places it down on the carpet. There you see Shannon McDonough in charge of the coupling. Alvin Smith trying to get that hose reeled in as fast as possible. Remember, this is a timed event. Not only do you have to extend the 100 feet of hose, but you have to get it completely back on the reel before time stops.
Craig, teamwork is so important, as you can see here. Feeding the hose back onto the reel is really an important task.
It's the 2 old guys, Garner Sutton, 37 years of age, and Alvin Smith, 44 years of age. They hold their team's destiny in their hands as they reel this hose back in. And their time, 50.99 seconds. That will be the time to beat as we see our next 3 teams.
Craig, you know that Truman is a nuclear-powered carrier, and it carries 3 million gallons of fuel just for those jets.
Great shot of Shannon McDonough taking care of that coupling right there. Alvin Smith, 44 years of age, reeling it in for the Aqua squad. They have set quite the standard, 50.99. And up next, it's the Red squad. Ed Devaney there taking care of the nozzle along with Tanisha Latibadir. This is the easy part, Kaz, getting that hose extended. It's the reeling in part that becomes very difficult, doesn't it?
Craig, you know, fitness is overall body strength and conditioning, and it's easy if you've done your squats, deadlifts, and your gym work.
Snedler was in charge of the coupling, and it's Kathleen Baldwin and Troy Sanford trying to reel it in as best they can. They're doing a darn good job at this point. Very smooth. Remember, they had to rest that nozzle on the carpeting. It can never touch the flight deck itself. And now they've got 3 team members. The first type discipline we've seen, the first type strategy, and it pays off, Kaz. 43.72 seconds. They have catapulted into first place. Kaz, this is like a floating airport out here, these aircraft carriers. Keep in mind that they are as long as the Empire State Building is tall, and the red team minced this deck apart. What a great strategy they had, and they have set the standard so far. Well, Kaz, our gray squad is up next, and it's going to be tough to beat 43 seconds, isn't it?
Sure is. These are the big guys. They're just not moving that fast.
Well, you've got Dennis Holloway and Joshua Stevenson on deck, as well as Sarah Harrison. It's their team captain, Burton Benson, reeling them in along with Nicole Balderrama. But this technique, it doesn't seem to be working for them, Kaz.
It doesn't with 2 sailors on the wheel. They're just not fast enough. They need a 3rd person down there.
We saw the red team with that 3rd person, and that proved very vital as far as the time goes. And now a lot of confusion trying to keep that coupling off of the deck, wasting very valuable time. No one really in command, waiting for that line from Burton Benson to see what they're doing.
Need more manpower down below.
The clock continues to tick. Remember, this is a timed event. And at this point, they are definitely not going to beat the red squad, so they're just trying to have a time where they can stay in the event to some extent. But this has been a very slow reel-in for the gray team. Their final time, 1 minute, 50 seconds. And you can see they are very disappointed, Bill, at that effort.
But it was Navy commitment, and they never gave up right to the end of the race.
The gray squad, Burton Benson and his crew, giving it their all, just not enough here in this final event. That's going to open the door for our final team. It's Team Green. Gray and Green, remember, we're tied at 10 points each. That first place tie coming into this event. Now it's up to Team Green to finish the job. They could win this overall title, Kaz.
Greg, they're fast out of the hole. Once they get that coupling up and are moving, this hose out to the 100 feet pretty quick.
Aaron Needham in charge of the coupling. That's their team captain, Jamison Lambeth, in charge of the nozzle. But that was the easy part, Kaz. Now reeling it in. This is where strategy so important.
They're feeding it in pretty straight. There's not much they can do with the fifth man if he's got to hold that nozzle up out on the deck.
At this point, time is their enemy. They need to stay in front of Aqua as well to secure this first place overall here. There you see Lambeth walking in the nozzle, making sure it never touches this flight deck. And it looks like they're going to do it, Kaz. They are doing very well up to this point.
They're moving pretty fast on the wheel.
The time, look at this, 50.63. They have beaten the Aqua Squad by 0.3 of a second. Good enough for second place in this event. There we see Aaron Needham, the black belt in Taekwondo with the leg drive. He propels Team Green to a fantastic time in their final event. Here are those placings in the fuel hose, pull and reel. It was the red squad with the victory. Team Green, though, based on their second place performance, catapulted to the overall team title. So looking at those standings, it was Green with 13 points, Aqua and Gray tie for second, and Red in fourth.
While we're at sea with the air wing on board, we're feeding 15,000 meals a day. That equates to roughly 2,000 pounds of chicken, or over a month time span, it's 40,000 pounds, 35,000 pounds of hamburger. Goes to $1 million a month worth of food on board the carrier. And food is great. We like what we do.
Met-Rx, engineered nutrition for the best shape of your life. And by Pure Protein, America's protein bar. Joining Kaz and I, three very distinguished guests. To my right, the commanding officer of the USS Harry S. Truman, Captain Mike Gruthausen. Good to have you here, sir. And to my left, the executive officer, Ted Carter. And finally, from Met-Rx, Steve Nelson. Now, Captain, to you, I have to say, it was a great competition, wasn't it?
Well, Craig, thank you once again for this opportunity to showcase America's greatest ship, the USS Harry S. Truman, and all these young, fine men and women from the United States Navy.
Well, thank you. Speaking of all those men and women, it's time to make the team presentation. To help me do that, from Met-Rx, Steve Nelson. Steve, let's take it away. The winners, Team Green.
On behalf of all the employees at Met-Rx USA and the millions of people around the world that use our nutritional products, I'd like to say congratulations to Team Green for their efforts in the Met-Rx Navy Fitness Challenge this year.
Thank you, sir. I'd just like to thank all the sponsors for having all of us out here for a great competition. And I just want to say, go Navy.
All right, well, thank you all for watching. For everybody here on the flight deck of the USS Harry S. Truman, so long. For Bill Kazmaier, I'm Craig Hummer. We'll see you next time on the Met-Rx Navy Fitness Challenge. Apparel has been provided by Russell Athletic, sportswear for active Americans. And athletic equipment has been provided by Valio, back support for every sport.
We're gonna finish!